What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today.
Guys, I could not be more excited about today's video, and that is because we are taking a look at all three versions of Anakin Skywalker's yellow Jedi Interceptor starfighter from Revenge of the Sith. Now, I had to be very specific because there are also two Clone Wars Jedi starfighters from Anakin, as well as a green version of the same ship, so we're really just evening the playing field here and looking at all of the yellow ships. Now, we have three different versions here. The very first one from Revenge of the Sith's release in 2005. Then this set never made an appearance again, in this color at least, until 2014 with the set you see in the middle here. And then in 2020 we got another one, which was kind of a rehash of the 2014 one, but we will get back to that in a moment here. So I'm really excited to review all of these because this set in particular, I remember getting this at KB Toys as a kid. I just loved this set. I built it in the backseat of a car, driving home after I got it. It was just such an amazing experience, and I really love just being able to look at it here again. And unfortunately, this isn't the one from when I was a kid. I had to get a replacement, but it is still cool to have all of this here at once. And today we're going to break down each one and determine which is the best of all three. Now, I have 5 criteria that we're going to judge these on a scale of 1 to 5. So these will all get a ranking between 1 and 5, and we'll tally up that ranking at the end and determine who is the ultimate winner. Now, with that being said, my 5 criteria are the look of each build, the building experience of each build, the value of each build, the interior inside the cockpit, and then, of course, the durability. How well does it hold up for play? So, there is a lot to unpack here, but I'm so excited to do this video. I'm so excited you clicked to watch it, so be sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss more on my channel. And without further ado, let's get started, because this is where the fun begins. Alright, so to kick things off, we of course have the 2005 Revenge of the Sith version of this ship, which was the very first version because, well, that's the first place it appeared in. This set was $20 back in the day, goes for a little over $30 now with the absolute baseline, and had 202 pieces. Now, as far as minifigs are concerned, it only comes with one minifig, and that is, of course, the Episode 3 Anakin figure. This is the one you'll recognize from the old video games because, you know, that's when this figure came out, around that same time. He does have a silver lightsaber hilt, which is quite rare by these days, but only one side to the head. Double-sided heads were exceptionally rare back then, but it is a very cool, nostalgic figure to me. Now, I have to talk about it because even though we're comparing the ship, it's definitely worth noting that for $20, you technically got 2 ships. Of course, you got this little vulture droid here, and you could lift the legs up and move them, like, inward like this. So if you wanted to have it in, like, attack mode or whatever. So there's not much to say about the vulture droid, but there is no doubt that on the value scale, this is like a 5 out of 5. I'd give it a 6 out of 5 if that was fair, but all of this for 20 bucks, I mean, that puts modern LEGO Star Wars to shame, honestly. That being said, let's take a look at the actual ship itself. It's a very cool ship. I love the way it looks, and I think that it has aged pretty well, all things considered. Now, R2-D2 is here, but it's just his head. His body doesn't actually go in the ship or anything. Of course, the little wings here do lift up and out. The pieces are a little loose. I mean, the set is really old at this point, almost 20 years old, just a few years shy. There are landing gears on this version, which neither of the other 2 versions have. Then, of course, you can lift up the cockpit, and you can see Anakin inside pretty easily. So there you go. So here is my ranking for this one. I think that in the looks department, it is a 5 out of 5. I feel like you guys are going to disagree with me, but the nostalgic look of this makes up for the points of it being a little bit maybe flimsy looking or skinny looking by comparison. So 5 out of 5 on the look. On the build, honestly, guys, you guys might disagree, but I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 as well. I think this really set a good precedent for what this ship needed to be going forward. And of course, we get this as a part of the build too, so that has to factor in. The value, 20 bucks for 2 ships and a minifigure, absolutely 5 out of 5 back in the day. The interior, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 for nostalgia. But durability, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 because it is quite flimsy. You can see it basically wants to fall apart, and if you push too hard on it, it definitely will. So that's the ranking there, and let's go ahead and jump up to the 2014 version to keep the comparisons rolling. And now we're jumping up to the 2014 version of this set. So for the minifigures, we do get two. We, of course, get Pilot Anakin. Only makes sense. It's a very nice upgrade from the one we just looked at. It's pretty amazing how far these minifigs have come. I really like the black on this figure, but he's supposed to have a little bit more brown on the kind of underside of his robe, so it's not entirely accurate, but it is still a pretty nice minifig. Then, of course, you can flip the head around for a more determined look, and, of course, he has his lightsaber. So that's that. Then we have R2-D2, nothing much to see here, they're really all kind of the same. So those are our two minifigs. Of course, you can move R2's head to the side and place him in there. Something unique about this is there's actually a little center stud there, and you put the bottom of R2's body socket on there, so that's how he clips in. Unfortunately, he does kind of push through like that if you push a little too hard, so you want to be a little careful, but overall, it's still a really nice set. So we'll open up that cockpit, and Anakin, of course, sits in here. One thing I really like about the interior are these little clips, so you can actually put his lightsaber in there, and it will be a storage place as you swoosh your fighter around. Is it super accurate to have his lightsaber stored like that? No, but then you're not going to lose it, which is nice. I really like this 2x4 plate here that has a sticker on it with the controls. I just think that looks fantastic. Of course, it closes down and Anakin fits inside very nicely. I really love the gun build here. The black is just such a nice accentuating feature to the rest of the gray on here. Of course, the wings open up, and there are some big stickers under there. We've got the Republic stickers there as well. So, not too terribly much to say here. We do have some missile firing features on the bottom, and let's give my overall rankings of this. So the build, in my opinion, was a 5 out of 5 build. Really fun experience. The look was a 5 out of 5 as well. I think that this is the best looking one of all, spoiler alert. The value, I'd say 4 out of 5 because it's just hard for me to give it a 5 out of 5 when the 2005 one came with a Volter droid in addition, and it was $5 cheaper, so value 4 out of 5. Interior, I'm giving a 5 out of 5. I love the lightsaber holders and, of course, the little sticker piece there. And then the durability, this one is a solid 5 out of 5. It is very swooshable and will definitely withstand some good play, with the exception of R2 being able to pop out there. So let's take a look at the 2020 version and see how it compares. Alright, so here is the 2020 version. Now, to remind you and refresh you on the details on this set was $30 and came with 2 minifigures, and, you know, that's about it. I just wanted to bring you up to date. So, for the minifigures, I thought it was so weird that they reused the Mustafar Anakin torso, because when he uses this one at the beginning of the movie, his robes aren't torn up yet. But, any case, he does have the nice head printing there that has the little headset. Then on the backside, you've got a concerned face for that, but the damaged robes are just super weird to me. And then, of course, we do have R2-D2. Nothing too spectacular here. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. So, since I have R2 in hand, you can see that he does have a little socket in the ship you can place him into, so that works out pretty well. Then you can lift up the cockpit, of course, and put Anakin inside. Now, one thing that I think this version lacks compared to the last version is that there's nowhere to put the lightsaber inside. Of course, you could have Anakin lean back a little bit more, which does look pretty good once the whole thing is closed up. That said, of course, the little attack foils on the side open up. There's big stickers that go on the inside. There's some nice detailing underneath. I really like these, I call these home plate pieces because they kind of look like home plate from baseball. Got a little sticker here. Overall, pretty solid build. I don't like the underside as much as the 2014 version, so on this version, my rankings are going to be as follows. I think that the look is a 4 out of 5. I just don't think it looks quite as good as the 2014 version. I think it just leaves a little bit to be desired, especially with these guns up front. I like the 2014 guns just a little more. I'd say the build is a 4 out of 5 as well. I think that the downside is it doesn't feel quite as original as the 2014, so while it's still a pretty good build, it felt redundant to me, building it again. The value, I'd say 3 out of 5, just because there's nowhere to put the lightsaber. You get kind of a repeat figure. The only exclusive thing is the head. The R2's a repeat, and there's not really much you can do with this except for the firing missiles underneath. I'd say the interior is a 4 out of 5. The layback feature is a nice plus, but again, nowhere to put the lightsaber. Kind of pushes it back a little bit for me, but durability, it's getting a 5 out of 5 because this thing is super sturdy. So with that being said, let's zoom out and I'll give you my final thoughts on these comparisons overall, and we'll tally everything up. Alright guys, well needless to say, this was a really fun video, and here is our tally if you weren't counting yourself. The 2005 Anakin ship comes in with 23 out of 25 points. The 2014 comes in with 24 out of 25 points, and the 2020 comes in with 20 out of 25 points. So, in my opinion, the 2014 one takes the cake. As much as it pains me to say, because I love this one, it's my favorite, I still think this is the best for all the value, the look, the build, so on and so forth. But now it's your turn. Drop a comment below and let me know if you agree with my choices and criteria here, and I will see you guys on the next video.
If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO videos coming in the near future.